2-0. We've had quite a battle here down the middle part of this contest. That Cub lead cut to 2. Cardinals have Coleman at third, 2 outs, and Lindemann. Well, look at that. 107 steals and 120 attempts.
It's tremendous.
Stolen 100 bases for the second straight year. Inside. So Lynch is behind 3-0.
And he might be given the green light on this particular pitch.
Lynch delivers. Lindemann does have the green light, and he bounces it foul.
Looking for the long ball from a long ball hitter, and especially if he's a tying run. With a 3-0 count, managers will give their hitter the green light.
Here's the 3-1. Swung on, and there's a well-hit ball. Hooking foul.
Wow.
Lindemann out in front, hooked it foul, out of play. And the count goes to 3-2. You're watching WGN TV Channel 9, Chicago, America's #1 sports station. Lynch waiting for Lindemann. There's Coleman again over at third. Lindemann back in. And he got it. A swing and a miss. Lindemann out on strikes, and that retires the side. Cardinals pick up 2 runs in the inning on a pair of hits, an error, and a man left. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 7-5 Cubs.
Builder Square, where you guarantee the lowest prices on home improvement on every item every day. 7 Chicago area convenient locations to serve you.
Back at Wrigley Field, we move into the bottom of the 6th with the Cubs on top. 7-5 the score. They're here from Idaho to take in the Cubs and the Cardinals this afternoon. Hometown of veteran right-hander Larry Jackson, Boise, Idaho. Here on Fan Appreciation Weekend. You're going to appreciate these fans this weekend, Lou, with this kind of weather.
Yes, indeed. All year, in fact. 4 years, we appreciate those Chicago Cub fans all over the country.
Keith Moreland will open the bottom of the 6th inning. Cardinals have a new outfield arrangement. Pitch to Moreland's a strike. There's Vince Coleman. He takes over in left field. Andy Van Slyke is now in center field, and John Morris moves over to play right field. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and a looper into shallow right. Morris coming in, her out, and the ball falls in between them. Morris falls down. Moreland thinks about heading for second, but decides to hang on at first. So Keith Moreland looping that one in between her and Morris. That's his second hit of the afternoon. This one comes to open the Cubs 6th.
Just like he threw it right there in between them.
So that's the first hit off Pat Perry. Perry had walked a couple men in the 5th inning before getting out of the frame. And here's Leon Durham. Pitch upstairs, ball 1. Cardinals have Mike Laga at first, her at second, Smith still at short, and Lindemann over at third base now. LaValliere has caught the entire afternoon. Strike is called. It's 1-1. Bottom of the 6th inning, first game of a pair. Each team with 11 hits. Cubs have 7 of the 12 runs scored in this game. There's ball 2 upstairs. 2-1. All right, Whitey Herzog's scorecard has to look like hieroglyphics.
I hope it doesn't look like mine. He probably can read his.
Durham chops it to first. Laga will flip the ball to Perry covering, and Moreland arrives safely at second base, but is a little slow in getting up.
He slid in the mud.
So Durham's out. Laga to the pitcher, Perry. Runner at second, and here's Jody Davis. Jody with a walk and a single. In between, he grounded out to the shortstop.
Leading it off for St. Louis, Andy Van Slyke. He bounced out his only time up. Ohio State holding his 14-0 lead over Illinois into the final minutes of play. Here's the pitch swung by Van Slyke. DePino on the hill. Nebraska has just taken the lead over South Carolina, 20-17, with 10 minutes left to play. That's a big ball game. Final score: Kansas defeated Southern Illinois 35-23. Van Slyke waiting. There's a drive in the center field. Chico Walker's got a beat on it. One out. Van Slyke flies out.
A pitching line on Lynch. 1 2/3 innings. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Ed Lynch worked 1 2/3 innings allowed. 2 hits, 2 runs. 1 was unearned, a walk and a strikeout. Another good performance by him. Here's the pitch now. And there's a drive in the right field, deep way back. It might be. It could be. It is a home run for Mike Laga. And that makes it an 8-6 ball game. Laga's 3rd home run of the year. He hit the very first pitch, and he hit it a mile against the wind.
Take a look here. As the left-hander DePino tries to get a fastball by him, and he cannot do it. A welcome souvenir for a fan in the bleachers. Unexpected, however.
Here's Jose Oquendo, who came in to play third base. Oquendo hitting .291. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat right-handed against DePino. It's 8-6 now. There was Gene Michael, who'll be featured in an interview between games. Well, each team at a home run now. There's Scott Sanderson getting ready. Frank DePino, the 3rd pitcher used by the Cubs. Steve Trout started. He lasted 4 1/3 innings. Gave up 9 hits and 3 runs. 2 balls and a strike. Alabama leading Notre Dame 7-0. In the first quarter, there's Herzog. Ball 3 low. 3 balls and a strike. 1 in, 1 out. There's little Jose Oquendo, used to be with the Mets. He swung at ball 4 and he fouls it off. 3-2 the count. The field in terrible shape, very heavy, wet, slippery. Walked him. So Oquendo gets a base on balls. The tying run will be coming to the plate. Mike LaValliere. There you see Gene Michael with his pitching coach to his right, Billy Connors. Lavallier's 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3 rather today. DePino's pitch. And the slider's inside high. 1 ball, no strikes. And gets away, a pass ball on Jody Davis. Pop right out of his glove. Boy, he's had a lot of those. You know that?
Yes, he has. And I still would like to see him moving his feet a little bit more that time, but it's a fastball up. And he acted like he did not expect that pitch. It just popped right out of his mitt.
Mike Lavalier, the catcher of the Cardinals, is at the plate. A man in scoring position with 1 out. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. Here's the pitch. Ball 3 outside. Three balls, no strikes. The delivery. There's a strike call. Scott Sanderson working in the bullpen. DePino with a 3-1 count. Now, he foul tipped it. And it's 3-2, a full count. John Morris waiting on deck. A full count, 3-2. There's a drive foul into the stands. The Yankees knocked off the Red Sox today, 5-3. Three and 2 count. High pop fly might be playable. Over near the stands. Nobody can reach it. Look at Manny Trio draped himself over the railing. Ohio State still holds on to its 14-0 lead over Illinois with only a minute or so to play. LSU ahead of Florida 21-17 at the half. 3-2 the count. Ground ball foul outside first. He got around pretty good on that pitch. The outfield playing Lavalier around towards left. Oh, he struck him out on a slider that he took something off on. Lavalier goes down swinging. There's a big out.
Take a look. Ball started in about belt high. And suddenly dipped down right about at the knees. That's what you call good location.
And he had a little something off on it, and Lavalier was way out in front. Here now is Johnny Morris. Not the sportscaster, but the ball player. DePino's pitches in there for a strike.
Harry, here's an upset in the making. South Carolina leading Nebraska 24-20 with about 4 minutes left to play.
Wow. That South Carolina did everything but beat Georgia last week, you know. 0-2 the count on Morris. Joe Morrison, yeah, former Giants star, is the coach there. The pitch. A little bit outside. DePino gave up a home run to Mike Laga and walked Oquendo. But he's got 2 out now. Did he strike out? They appeal. He went around to end the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. The Cubs are leading 8-6. Singing in the rain. Let me hear you. Good and loud. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some. I am forget my bones. Root for the Cubs. If they don't win, it's a shame for it. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Manny Trio leading it off. Each team has had 12 hits. Cubs have had 8 runs and the Cardinals 6. Manny Trio leading it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Ray Soft's first pitch in there for a strike call. The leadoff man will come between games today. There's Whitey Herzog. Bouncing ball foul. And it'll feature Cub manager Gene Michael. 0-2 the count. Scott Sanderson getting ready in the bullpen. Strike 3 call to Trio. And that will bring up the leadoff man, Chico Walker. He's been on base 3 times today. He has scored 2 runs. He's walked twice and he's singled. And that's what the Cubs badly have needed at the top of the batting order all year. A leadoff man who gets on base. Thing about Walker is that he gets bases on ball. Besides his hits. So because of his discipline at the plate, he can almost double his appearances on the bases. There's a high hopper. Tommy Herr throws over to first. 2 gone. Here's Sandberg. He's 1 out of 3. Drove in a run with a walk. With the bases loaded in the 5th. He now has 75 RBIs. Moreland has 79. Durham has 65. Dunston has 68. Jody Davis 72. Ray Soft delivers a curve. A little bit low and outside. Alabama's jumped out in front of Notre Dame 7-0 in the first quarter. Pitch a little bit inside. Steve Trout started today, but lasted only 4 1/3 innings. Went out with 9 hits, 3 runs. There's a bouncing ball. Ozzie Smith throws. 1-2-3, nothing in cross. At the end of 7, the Cubs are leading 8-6. Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. Scott Sanderson comes in now. hopefully for the save, pitching for the Cup.
And for Scott, it's his 37th appearance of the year, his 9th in relief. His record, 9 wins, 11 losses. His earned run average, 4.22. He has 1 save. Worked 168 and 2/3 innings, and as you can see, almost a hidden inning, 164 of them, and an excellent ratio, 124 strikeouts to only 37 walks. He's done a superb job in relief.
Yeah, maybe, who knows, maybe that's what he should be doing all the time. You know, it's really remarkable. You know that Sanderson is only one of 2 pitchers who have a chance to win as many as 10 games. Sanderson needs 1, and Lee Smith is a relief pitcher. They're the only ones with 9 victories. One of the highest paid pitching staffs in the game.
What would you say the odds would have been at the beginning of the year? Somebody said, I'll make you a bet that going into the last week of the season, no Cub pitcher will have 10 victories. What odds do you think you'd have given him? 1,000 to 1?
With guys like Sutcliffe and Eckersley and Sanderson and Trout. My gosh. But yeah, that's baseball, and I tell you, talent is a fleeting thing. Sometimes you got it today and you lose it overnight. Hopefully that is not the case with these pitchers, but you got to report what they've done. They haven't done a thing. Here now is Vince Coleman to lead it off. And little pop fly ought to be caught by Dunston. One away. Coleman on the first pitch. Pops out. Nebraska, facing sure defeat, rallied in the closing minutes and won its game 27-24 over South Carolina. How about that? Somebody must have hit a bomb. 1 out. Here is Ozzie Smith. 1 out of 3. Strike call.
Surprising me is Minnesota defeating Purdue 22-0 in the 3rd quarter at Purdue.
And I'm just thinking what you just posed to me before. What do you think the odds were? Yeah. Not only in the final week, going into the final day of the season. Nobody with 10 victories. And unless they do, somebody wins one between now and through tomorrow, they'll go through a whole year with nobody winning 10 games. Ozzie swings, line drive, left field base hit. Palmero up with the ball. Here's Tommy Herr now. Ozzie Smith just picked up his 2nd hit of the day. Herr with 61 RBIs, hitting .253.
There in Notre Dame, Berline putting it up in the air has just scored. The point after is good, and they have tied Alabama 7-all.
Great. 1 on, 1 out. Tommy Herr, the batter. What an upset that would be, and what a great victory it would be. Alabama's never beaten Notre Dame. And when Bear Bryant was there, he never once beat a Dan Devine team, whether it be at Missouri or at Notre Dame.
Whoops.
Oh. Vinny, you forgot the other touchdown. We didn't have the word about that.
We didn't know about that.
14-7, Alabama leading. Swung, and he had a good cut and miss. 1 on, 1 out. How could Don Shula draft Mike Shula when he's got Dan Marino? A ball and a strike. 1-2. You know, you watch Sanderson, and you say to yourself, well, why couldn't he be a great late relief man? He's got a good fastball. He's a strikeout pitcher. He's got a good curveball. And maybe with his frail physique, maybe that could well develop to be his strongest asset, finishing up a ball game.
He sure doesn't like relief, but he does a superb job.
Well, whoops. Oh, that pitch almost got away from him.
Well, there's no question about it. He has a great arm.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Tommy Herr, with the Cardinals trailing by 2 runs. A high pop foul out of play. You know, I can understand Scott Sanderson blowing into his hand on a day like this. I think anybody can. What gets me is when he does it when it's about 115 degrees out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jody Davis giving the signal. Ozzie Smith, a good base runner. We're in the 8th. Boy, Jody came out of the chute ready to throw. The count is full, 3-2 now.
Big shot after the game. I think Bob gets your big bat. Who's gonna win now, baby?
Let's see. Ozzie will probably be going with the pitch, 3-2, only 1 out. There he goes. Ground ball. Fumbled and the race to the bag. And he is allowed. Tommy Herr's claiming that he was not tagged, that he leaped over the prone Scott Sanderson. A big argument. Tommy Herr looked like he was racing the high hurdles as he leaped over Sanderson. Let's watch it again.
Look at the job that Sanderson does here after Durham has that ball bounce high off his chest, then winds up doing the splits. And Sanderson, a desperate attempt to get that runner. Nice high hurdle there, huh?
Well, I couldn't tell whether he was tagged or not, could you?
I think he did. I think he got him.
Boy, what an
Right
action
here,
shot.
right there. That's where he got him.
Boy, what a
Right on the
picture.
penny.
What a picture, Arnie.
Great camera work.
Here, watch it again.
Great camera work.
Where'd he tag him?
As he comes down, there.
Well, that was an exciting play. Scott Sanderson, Durham will get an assist. The play goes 3-1. And now, by the way, Herr swung at ball 4. So here now we're going to have Clint Hurdle coming out as a pinch hitter. Batting for Ray Soff. S-O-F-F. Hurdle, number 13 on his back, defying all superstition. He's hitting 196 with 3 homers and 15 RBI. 14th ranked Arizona State, playing 17th ranked UCLA. Here's a pitch foul back. They're tied 6-6 in the 3rd quarter. Alabama leading Notre Dame 14-7 in the 2nd quarter. Scott Sanderson going for his 2nd save of the year. Lee Smith is limbering up in the bullpen. Capino worked 1 inning, allowed 1 run. 1 hit, a homer by Laga. Struck out 2. A ball and a strike. LSU beat University of Florida. 28-17 final score. Strike call at the knee. Boy, that was fastball city that time.
Trying to help you out here.
1-2 the count. A little bit low. Alabama has increased its lead over Notre Dame. 21-7 in the second quarter. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, a runner on at second base. Getting darker and colder. There's a pitch high, ball 3. You know, the greatest justification for lights would be for the playoffs, the World Series, of course, and then just to finish games and
Yes.
with visibility this bad. 3-2 the count. A little tap. There's Sanderson covering. And that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Cubs are out in front, 8-6. With Vince Lloyd, Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field as we go now into the bottom of the 8th. Bill Early, a left-hander, will be the new pitcher, the 5th pitcher used by Whitey Herzog in the first game of today's doubleheader.
And as you can see, he has no won-and-loss record and has worked only 2 innings since they brought him up without giving up a base hit. Walked a pair and struck out a pair. Well, we had to say early and late relief. Sorry about that.
Yeah. 1 ball, no strikes, a curveball low. Bob Forsch is the pitcher of record for the Cardinals. Ed Lynch, I guess, will be the winner for the Cubs. He was pitching when Trout didn't go the required 5 innings as a starter, so he cannot be the winner. There's Palmeiro hitting a line drive right to her. So Palmeiro is 2 out of 5 for the day, with 2 runs batted in. Dayette, there comes Lee Smith down the line. Apparently, he's going to finish up to pick up another save. Let's see who's going to hit here for Scott Sanderson. Sanderson pitched 1 inning. And here's the Sarge, who leads the club in home runs with 21. The Sarge coming out to hit. Lee Smith will be coming on, shooting for His 31st save of the year. Matthews, the hitter, batting .260 with 21 homers, 46 RBI. Dayette has the game-winning RBI as of now, and it would be his third. And he hasn't been here very long. Here's the Sarge, leading the club in homers with 21. Fastball strike called. You know, Lynch will be 7-5. He'll have more victories than Trout, more victories than Sutcliffe, more victories than Eckersley. Only Sanderson among the starting rotation will have more. The 9. 1-1 the count. Two balls and a strike. There's a high fly ball, short center, going to be caught. Van Slyke takes it. 2 away. Here's Leon Durham. Durham's 1 out of 4 today. University of Minnesota walloped Purdue today.
I'm sorry, it's not a final, Harry. They're early in the fourth quarter.
Bill Early, speaking of early, on the hill for the Cardinals.
36-3. Wow.
2 balls, no strikes. Purdue with Jim Everett was a heck of a football team a year ago.
Maybe Notre Dame took too much out of them last week.
Look out. Early drives him back, ball 3. Three balls, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on. We're in the 8th. Bouncing foul. Mike Laga used to be with the Detroit Tigers. Playing first base, homered a little earlier. I wonder how Nebraska scored that winning touchdown. South Carolina was ahead. 24-20 with only a couple of minutes to play. There's a high pop fly. Tommy Herr will end the inning, and that retires the side. At the end of 8, the Cubs are out in front, 8-6.
Notre Dame just got a field goal.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. We go down to the top of the 9th. There you see the story. Cubs leading 8-6. Bobby Dernier comes into play center field. Brian Dayette switches over to left. And Chico Walker is now playing right field.
And Lee Smith, as you mentioned a while ago, Harry, going after his 31st save of the year. He's won 9, lost 9. Nobody in the Cubs staff has any more victories. Lee's earned run average 3.02 is the lowest on the Cubs staff.
Van Slyke, Andy Van Slyke leads it off here. 1 strike and nothing. First game of the doubleheader, another one to go. Strike again. Starts off 0-2 against Van Slyke.
Something is getting brighter. Is that possible?
It's colder, too. There's a pitch outside. I knew my Cub fan Budman jacket would come in handy before it's all over. A little bit low. 2-2 the count. Cubs leading by 2. 8 runs on 12 hits for the Cubs. Now the count is full. He started off with 2 quick strikes. Now it's down to 3-2. A high pop foul out of play. I had to get shot for even thinking about this, but one way maybe to get a 10-game winner would be to have the Cardinals tie it up, and Smithy would win it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's Gene Michael. There's a drive. Look out. Deep right field. And it might be out of here, and it is. Wow. Whoa, did he clean that one? A line drive hit like a bullet. There's his 13th home run of the year.
The question on that one, was it going to be high enough?
Boy, watch this, a line drive.
What a rip he had.
Just made it. He leads the club with 13 homers. He's tied for the team lead now with 61 RBIs. And he may lead the team in hitting. He's going for the Triple Crown on the Cardinals. Andy Van Slyke.
The Cards are still 4 behind Roger Maris.
Yeah. Here's Mike Laga. He homered in the 7th. High pop foul out of play. That home run off Lee Smith was the 7th he's permitted this year. Van Slyke hit a 3-2 fastball and hit it like a bullet. Laga fouls it off. Again, he's out in front, 1-2. At the half, Alabama 21, Notre Dame 10. The Irish giving one of the best football teams of the nation a pretty good ball game. Two and 2 the count. You're watching Cubs baseball over WGN, Channel 9, Chicago, America's #1 sports station. He struck him out. For Smitty, in 89 2/3 innings, he has fanned 93 men. That was a wicked slider. Okendo hitting left-handed now, switch hitter.
This
Houston
score
edged Atlanta 3-2.
Excuse me, Eric. Does this score seem lopsided to you? 48-6.
Favor who?
Auburn against Western Carolina. And Western Carolina watching the clock because there's still more than 12 minutes left to play.
0-1 the count. Okendo fouls it out of play. It's 8-7 now. The Cubs lead. Okendo walked in the 7th. There's a little tap. Coming in, Sandberg over the first. 2 gone. Now LeBonnier, the catcher, coming out. He's only hit 3 homers all year. The crowd is on its feet. Oh, what tremendous fan. 2 men out. There's a fastball low. LeBonnier at the plate. He's 2 out of 4, a single and a double, and struck out twice. Ball 2. John Morris on deck. Ball 3. Walked him on 4 pitches. And so the tying run is on. And John Morris, a left-hand batter, coming out. Morris has driven a run with a base hit in the 6th. He's 1 out of 2 in this ballgame. There's Gene Michael, nickname is Stick. Not much a manager can do right now. He's got the best on his staff out there on the mound. Lee Smith. Strike call. Listen to the crowd. Lee, Lee, Lee. One more and it's over. Cleveland beat Seattle in a game just finished 6-5. 0-2 the count on John Morris.
Now all this crowd on its feet.
Listen to him. 1-2 the count. Boy, the fervor and the frenzy of these fans. You'd think a World Series game was at stake. 1-2. Fouled it out of play, and Morris is still alive. Morris has only had 1 home run this year. 1-2 the count. Bouncing ball to Sandberg. Cubs win.
All right.
Morris rolled out. Smitty has picked up his 31st save of the year. And the Cubs now lead the Cardinals 9-7 over the year's play. Final score 8-7. We'll be back with the totals in a moment. Here is the Budweiser play of the game. Brian Dayette. People thought you couldn't hit a home run today. He proved you could. A line drive into the right center field basket, and that put the Cubs ahead, and they never relinquished the lead. So Dayette's home run, Budweiser's play of the game. With Vince Lott, Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. Well, it was a wild ball game. The right guys won it. The Cubs 8-6.
All right, we'll take it any time. And Scott Sanderson doing probably the best job of all in the 1 inning of relief in which he worked. Did not give up a run. However, he'll not figure in the decision. Lee Smith getting a save, holding on by his fingernails.
All right, we'll be back for the second game, Vinny. Here are the totals quickly. 8 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Chicago Cubs. The winning pitcher is Ed Lynch. He now has won 7 and lost 5. The save goes to Lee Smith, his 31st of the year. The game-winning RBI was Brian Dayett, his 3rd of the season, also his 3rd home run. For the Cardinals, 7 runs, 14 hits, and no error. The loser is Bob Forsch, who started the ball game. His record now 14 and 10. Jack Rosenberg, our sports editor, and Steve Stone are not with us today because of the Jewish holiday. With Vinny Lloyd, this is Harry Carey reminding you that win or lose, rain or shine, I'm a Cub fan and I'm a Bud man, and I know you are too. We'll see you a little bit later now with the second game. Stay with us. Gene Michael will be on the air with the Leadoff Man show. We'll see you with the second game. So long, everybody. Participating advertisers in Cubs baseball were Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. Your Chicagoland and Northern Indiana Better Buick dealers. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? Canon, so advanced, it's the world's leader in 35mm photography. Zenith and your Zenith dealers. At Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on. United Airlines. You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies. Your neighborhood Unical 76 dealers who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. True Value Hardware. More than just a name, it's their way of doing business. Toyota. Who could ask for anything more? Toyota. And the McDonald's of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. The Leadoff Man show follows, featuring Gene Michael, the manager of the Chicago Cubs, and then WGN Channel 9 will bring you every thrilling play of the second game of today's doubleheader. Our executive producer director is Arnie Harris. Our assistant director, Joe Carneo. Our sports editor is Jack Rosenberg. This has been a WGN Television 9 sports presentation.
Leadoff Man is brought to you in part by Edward Hines Lumber. Your money goes further when you go to Hines. And your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer. If anyone can move you, Chevy can.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey at Wrigley Field. As you know, this is a Jewish holiday, and Steve Stone is at home observing it. Our guest on the Leadoff Man is the manager of the Chicago Cubs, Gene Michael. Boy, oh boy, you're really in the news these days.
Yeah, I didn't have it planned that way, but I know things happen like that.
Yeah. Gene, it looks like you're caught in a bind here where you took over from a manager who was fired earlier. That makes 2 managers here with the Cubs this year. Somewhere along the line, the conclusion has to be reached that it isn't the manager's fault, that maybe the talent isn't as good as you thought.
I agree. I think that I'll take some blame on the thing that we didn't win enough, but I'm not going to stand out and take the whole rap on the thing because, and I know maybe Dallas isn't trying to give me the whole rap, but he's dissatisfied with a few things. But I'm dissatisfied with a few things too. I don't, first of all, believe in doing it publicly. I think that if he wants to make a move or something, I think he should just go ahead and do that. And I'm not being a wise guy in saying it, but to put me out and to blame me for the ball club, in 2.5 months, I think my job was up in the air. I don't think that's quite right.
As you look ahead with this ball club, there's no doubt that there have to be a lot of changes made, right?
There are some changes that have to be made. We're not good. We're not a good ball club. When you're 35 back or 37 back, whatever we are, I don't think I can take all that blame. Maybe I'll take 10 of it. Let somebody else take 10. Let the rest of the players take 10. But get it back down to being a little bit more realistic. And I know that we have to make some changes. If we started the season and played the same schedule
and with the same ball club, we're not going to win it next year.
Isn't it funny now? Jim Fry had the same sort of a problem, and you have the same sort of a problem convincing people that you're tough enough to manage a team. Doesn't anybody ever bring it around to the players and ask if the players are good enough to be managed?
I think the players try. I think that maybe they're not as good as they used to be. And I know that maybe Dallas doesn't want to always hear that with that attitude you can't win. Well, if we started the season with the same players, I know we can't win. I mean, attitude, I have to be honest and be realistic about it. So I'm just trying to state how it really is rather than, I can be raw and say, yeah, we'll go at them again and we'll win with the same ball club. But I think we have to make some changes. I don't think that there's no nucleus. I think there is a nucleus. I think we're strong a little bit up the middle. We can improve up the middle even more with Dunston. He should improve as a shortstop. We have other players that can improve some. The young players can improve some. But to stay with the same pitching staff intact as we started this year or when I came here this year, now I would say that all of them can't turn it around. Maybe one or two can, but we're going to have to make some changes.
We're talking with Gene Michael. We'll be back with more following this. Gene Michael is the guest on the leadoff man. Gene, do you have any ideas? You say you need some changes. Have you have some definitive ideas of certain players maybe in either league that you've thought about that might be available?
Well, I do, but we can't always name them. We can try some more things. I don't mean that. I think we can try some more things with the pitching because the pitching is 4.5 ERA, and Dallas is right about that, and that's not good enough.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you very much for a very forthright interview. I sincerely appreciate it, and the very best of luck to you. I know this, and I don't mind saying it editorially, that any man has earned a chance to go into a season with his own ball club before having to be on the line about losing his job. And I know that you probably resent the public nature of the charges more than anything else.
That's all. I just don't want to say it publicly. But if he wants to make a move, that's okay. I don't feel bad about that because he has to do what he has to do. But, I'm not going to take the whole blame.
Let me ask you something. If you quit, you don't get paid for next year. But if you are fired, you do.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But you'd be a dummy if you quit, wouldn't you?
Right. I'm not a dummy.
Thank you, and the best of luck.
Okay. Thanks, Harry.
Gene Michael, the manager of the Cubs. We'll be back in a moment.
There the umpires talking with the two managers, and the conclusion that they are reaching right there is that it is too dark to try to play the second game of today's doubleheader, which means that a doubleheader is scheduled now for tomorrow starting at 12 o'clock noon. You know what the paid attendance here today was?
I just saw it flashed up on the scoreboard, Harry, and what a tribute that is to the Cub fans. More than 20,000 paid in this horrible weather to come out here today. Isn't that tremendous?
It is really remarkable. And the Cubs win the only game played today now by the score of 8-7 over the St. Louis Cardinals. So many fans remember now tomorrow not only is the last day of the season, but you're going to get 2 games for the price of 1.
I got to congratulate you on that excellent interview with the stick. You asked him the right questions, and let me say this, he did not duck.
No, he didn't.
The answers at all. He did a superb job.
All right, with Vince Lloyd, this is Harry Carey from Wrigley Field. We'll be back with you tomorrow, starting with the first game of the doubleheader at 12 o'clock noon. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. So long, everybody.